They're going to be angry. Why? Because, well, Sports Illustrated, much to the chagrin of Sheila Johnson, the owner of the Mystics, the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, and the gang is on the WNBA preview issue of Sports Illustrated.
Caitlin Clark just made WNBA history, and Angel Reese, she's watching it all unfold, tight-lipped and ticked off. Caitlin Clark didn't just appear on the cover of Sports Illustrated, she owned it. Flanked by her Indiana Fever teammates, jersey on, expression sharp, Clark sent a message to the entire basketball world. I'm not here for the drama. I'm here for domination. No filters, no airbrushed glamour. Just raw athleticism and quiet confidence radiating like heat waves off asphalt. And while the rest of the WNBA stood still, one name noticeably started shaking, Angel Reese. Because for her, this wasn't just a magazine. It was a mirror showing everything she's not.
So like, it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of like just moving on has been something I've tried to give myself a little bit of grace.
And that's where this story really begins. Not on the hardwood, but in the space between perception and reality. One player is rewriting the script with every jumper, every assist. The other, flipping through her feelings on social media, watching the spotlight shift like a rigged game of musical chairs. This isn't about a cover. This is about a takeover, one that's making the entire league uncomfortable.
We're talking about America's team, and I can't help but to get all patriotic inside. When we're talking about America's team, I can't help but to feel all red, white, and blue inside the Indiana Fever Grace WNBA Preview 2025 Sports Illustrated cover.
When the Indiana Fever landed on the cover of the 2025 WNBA Preview issue, jaws dropped. Not because a team made it, that's happened before, but because this team, this moment, and this player changed everything. Caitlin Clark wasn't posing for clicks. She was cementing a cultural shift. With her signature scowl and laser focus, she looked less like a rising star and more like a future legend. It was clean, it was powerful, it was hers.
Wow, this turned out so good. This period fever dream. Y'all wish I was you, huh? My bad. Oh, this looks so good. Ooh, that is fire.
And now the reveal for everyone waiting.
Wow. Just beautiful. Beautiful work of art. I love it. That's sick.
There were no gimmicks, no forced smiles, no overly curated aesthetics. Just 5 women, locked in, determined, and standing as a unified force. But of course, it wasn't just the image that exploded across the internet. It was the absence of one. Angel Reese, once hailed as the face of the future, was nowhere to be seen. And if you listened closely, you could almost hear the sound of an iPhone screen cracking from the pressure of an unsent Instagram story.
Consistency and being confident, and just being efficient, and just being able to be myself. And like I was saying, like, not worrying about anything else but me and just trusting the process. It's not going to happen overnight. Like, don't be expecting me to come down and shoot 6, 7 threes a night. Like, obviously that's what I'm working on, but like.
As the cover went viral, Angel Reese's timeline turned into a mood board of melodrama. Side-eye emojis, cryptic captions, and enough passive-aggressive shade to block out a solar eclipse. She never mentioned Clark by name, but she didn't have to. The timing, the tone, the tension, it all screamed one thing. This was supposed to be mine. For someone who once called herself the Bayou Barbie, she sure didn't look like she was playing with dolls anymore. It was war paint, disguised as glitter and gloss.
Yeah, we, starting this week, a WNBA team on the cover of Sports Illustrated for the first time in a really long time.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that. Yeah,
That's
super excited
awesome.
about that.
Do you know how long it's been?
So a couple years ago, we had a selection of players on the cover, but not just like one team. Like we had Candace Parker and Asia and Sue Bird. And then we've had one-off W players as solo covers, but I don't think we have ever had a team just being covered as a team for like, this was an interesting offseason, what happened, what comes next, ever. So I was very excited to get to work on that. And yeah, stay tuned for that coverage.
Her fans jumped in like clockwork, firing off tweets defending her passion, calling the media biased, and claiming Clark was being spoon-fed success. But behind every carefully worded post was something deeper. Jealousy. Not the kind you tweet about, but the kind that lingers, eats away, and eventually explodes. And Reese? She was ticking like a time bomb wrapped in designer heels.
The Fever team, that's right. A lot of reaction coming in. Let's just take a look at the cover right here. Kelsey, Aaliyah, Caitlin, DeWanna Bonner. It's an awesome cover. It really is. I'm not going to even kid you. It's an awesome cover, and there's a lot of reaction to this that's floating in right now from fans, as you can expect. And the WNBA did, to their credit, actually share this, because with them, you never know. They've done what I think has been a better job of propping up their biggest star and showcasing their biggest star. Man, there's going to be a lot of hate on this.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark kept her mouth shut and her game loud. No subtweets, no cryptic posts, no "they don't see me" speeches. Instead, she hit the weight room, took elbows to the ribs, and started dropping dimes that looked like cheat codes. Her passes were surgical. Her threes? Logo range artillery. Her movement on the floor wasn't just skill, it was orchestration. And when she spoke, it wasn't with her voice. It was with her stat line.
The big four, folks, the big four. Kelsey, Money Mitch, put them in a, you already know. Aaliyah Boston, DeWanna Mama Bonner, salute to the Pope. And we got Caitlin Clark Kent, the big four for the Indiana Fever. Fever Dream.
There was even a moment during the Sports Illustrated shoot that summed her up perfectly. Clark looked at her jersey and asked if it had been shrunk. The equipment manager laughed and said, "Same size. You're just filling it out more." That's Caitlin in a nutshell, growing without saying a word. She didn't need to throw shade. She didn't need to rant. She let the scoreboard and the cover do the talking, and the message was loud. You don't have to scream when you're built for this.
There is much more to the W's most watched team than the Caitlin Clark Show. I kind of love that they included DeWanna Bonner in this cover because she is an integral member of the team. And about a month ago, there was a video going around that Kelsey Mitchell had posted, just some random video of all of them in their red, rebel red uniform. And everyone on social media was like, what is going on? Did they get new uniforms? And you could tell that they were at a park, and it ends up that they were shooting the cover of Sports Illustrated.
It wasn't long before the backlash kicked in. Accusations of favoritism flew like confetti. They never gave Angel this kind of push, some cried. Caitlin's getting the star treatment. But here's the truth they didn't want to hear. Clark earned it. This wasn't some PR stunt. It was a response to reality. America tuned in, and Clark delivered. Her college highlights were must-see TV. Her debut season was drawing record crowds. People didn't just watch her, they followed her.
We're talking about America's team, and I can't help but to get all patriotic inside. When we're talking about America's team, I can't help but to feel all red, white, and blue inside the Indiana Fever Grace WNBA Preview 2025 Sports Illustrated cover.
The WNBA, long criticized for failing to elevate its biggest names, finally had one who didn't just perform, but connected. And now, with Clark on the cover, the league had a lightning rod, and for the first time in a long time, they didn't hesitate. Meanwhile, Angel's supporters started spinning theories so wild you'd think Scooby-Doo was about to pull off a mask and reveal Caitlin was secretly a plant from the NBA. But the facts stayed the same. Clark showed up, and the league finally showed out.
just trying to give myself some grace because I know I'm not the player that I want to be just yet, but also kind of patting myself on the back, telling myself that I'm still doing great.
The shift wasn't just happening on magazine stands. It was happening in arenas. Caitlin Clark wasn't just drawing attention. She was building a movement. Fever games that once echoed with emptiness were now pulsing with energy. Lines wrapped around the block. Merch sold out before tip-off. And the noise? Deafening. Fans weren't just showing up. They were emotionally invested. Clark had turned curious spectators into die-hard believers night after night.
Right here, the quote, should have put the whole WNBA on it. People are gonna be pissed. They are indeed. Yeah, somebody brought up her shoes she's wearing. Caitlin Clark's shoes are, man, they're sick. Oh, that's red Kobe's. Mambas. Man, I like that. I do.
Meanwhile, in Angel Reese territory, the vibe was different. Her team leaned into promotions, bobblehead giveaways, 2-for-1 tickets, social media polls, but the seats didn't fill, and the buzz never quite reached fever pitch. Her supporters still shouted, still posted, still defended. But something had changed. That electric spark, the kind that builds legends, was flickering. And as Clark's momentum surged, Reese's narrative started to feel like a rerun of a show people weren't watching anymore.
And Caitlin Clark did have a little bit to say about the Fever's recruitment in the offseason. It kind of drives home the whole, like, nobody wanted to play in Indiana. Like, it negates it, actually. Sorry, it doesn't drive it home. It totally negates it. And she says, people want to come here and play with us and be a part of this organization. Honestly, in our case, it worked out pretty fast. Everyone wanted to come.
At first, it looked like a rivalry. Two powerful women, two loud fan bases, one league hungry for storylines. But over time, it started to feel one-sided. Clark didn't bring up Reese. She didn't post shady comments or throw verbal jabs in interviews. She just played. Reese, on the other hand, couldn't seem to look away. Every win Clark stacked felt like a personal insult. Every headline was a dig. Every cheer, a slight.
And this team is definitely in a different place than it was last season. I love the addition of DeWanna Bonner after being with the Connecticut Sun, who is now being sold because they don't have practice facilities. And, you know, she has talked about how, like, honored she is, and like, just, you can just read it on her face, like how happy she is to be there and like to be so supported by such a great fan base.
It's like Reese had written a script in her head, a path to stardom paved with magazine covers and MVP chants. And then Clark rewrote the entire plot, quietly, efficiently, brutally. While Angel watched, reposted, and reacted, Clark moved like a ghost through the league, racking up respect from veterans, legends, and fans who didn't even watch the W before. The scoreboard didn't lie. The ratings didn't lie. But the drama? That felt like a solo performance from someone still stuck in Act 1.
Oh, it's so good! It looks so good! It's so dope! That's so good. That's popping. Okay!
Oh, aw. This is so nice. This is so amazing. I've never been on the cover of a magazine like this. I can't wait to show my mom, man. I'm grateful for stuff like this. Shout out to the Fever Dream. Now you know.
Angel Reese had the tools. That's what makes this all so frustrating for the people still in her corner. The charisma? Undeniable. The talent? Proven. The presence? It's there. But instead of sharpening those tools, she's been wielding them like props in a drama she's directing herself. One day, it's a cryptic lyric. The next, a moody selfie. Then comes the tearful live stream about not being understood. It's no longer about hoops. It's a performance, and the audience is shrinking.
There is one excerpt that was kind of fun, and of course it's about her getting stronger, and it's about her arms and her weight gain and her in the weight room. But the funny thing about this excerpt is that she went to try her jersey on and she thought that it actually got smaller, and it goes, Clark's top priority was getting stronger. She hit the weight room 4 times a week. The change was pronounced enough that when given her uniform for the photo shoot with Sports Illustrated, Clark asked if it was a smaller jersey than when she wore last year. Same size, replied the equipment manager. You're filling out more.
Reese could have leaned into the moment, elevated her game, matched Clark's silence with substance. But she didn't. She opted for the spectacle, and fans, tired of guessing games and digital theatrics, began turning the volume down. In a league starved for storylines that inspire, Angel chose to be misunderstood instead of undeniable. And when greatness is being redefined in real time by someone like Clark, being misunderstood just doesn't cut it anymore.
And she worked to complement that strength with better finishing ability, etc., 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 developing a floater like we kind of all know. It's just really funny that she thought that the jersey got smaller and she's just like yoking up.
Caitlin Clark didn't arrive with a viral moment. She built it all piece by piece. Her game is a masterclass in evolution. Off the dribble, off the catch, off the chaos. She's reading defenses like novels and responding with poetry in motion. And now, with Sports Illustrated under her belt and the league at her feet, it's clear. This isn't her peak. This is her prologue. The scary part? She's just getting started.
Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Fever, Sky coming up. WNBA season opener for both teams. There's always extra hype when they play. It's fireworks whenever these two teams meet up.
She's not campaigning. She's not complaining. She's competing. And while others chase applause, Clark earns it possession by possession. She doesn't need sympathy. She's got stats. She doesn't demand attention. She commands it. And the WNBA? It finally has a superstar who's not waiting for the league to catch up. She's forcing it to.
We're not here to chase greatness. We're here to claim it. Our ambitions don't fit into headlines or highlight reels. So if you thought we arrived,
2 more for Boston.
now you know. We're not here for the moment. We're here for the takeover.
There's still time for Angel Reese. The door isn't closed, but it won't stay open forever. This league doesn't hand out crowns. You earn them. And while Clark's busy building an empire with jump shots and quiet tenacity, Reese is stuck building narratives that crumble under the weight of every highlight she doesn't make. The harsh truth? Clark didn't take the spotlight. She created it. And now everyone else is trying to squint through the glare. So if Angel wants her moment, it's time to trade cryptic captions for court time. Because Caitlin Clark isn't slowing down. She's not glancing sideways. She's not holding back. She's here to dominate, on her terms, with her game, and with the kind of legacy that can't be manufactured through memes or moody filters. The throne isn't vacant anymore. It's just been redefined. And if you're rocking with the fever, drop a fire below and let the takeover speak for itself.